our sections with Junes to understand it. I myself, my company has benefited from this, so-called benefited, because I come across these funds a couple of months before, and I applied through with June's team's helps, and got approved, and I started to hire back some of the staff. Hire back means I'm hiring a new staff, not the old staff. Cannot hire back the old staff because it is different from the Kejaya Fund 1.0. Remembers last year's we got 600 ringgits for, I think, for 3 months and 6 months kind of things, and then after that replaced by 1,002 for all our existing staff that we employ and still employing them with EPF and SOCSOs fully paid. So those are from last time 2020, and that is for us to maintain our staff, do not retrench them. However, the pandemic has extended until most of us cannot tahan anymore, I believe, and that's why all our old staff leaving us uh, with the reason to survive. So now, especially for hotel and hoteliers, I believe that we need some new bloods with better budget. That's why Penjara Kerjaya Funds 3.0 is very uh, positive. What I say is positive to help. So the talk in the webinars will be having a lot of slides, a lot of chat, and so on, but lacking of discussions. So I suggested why not we just open for June to speak and to briefly let you all know that what is the scheme that available, and then everyone freely ask questions. However, if you want some information in paper and to know exactly, then we will arrange against via ZID another webinar so that we can actually have a formal slideshows and informations, calculations, and so on. So is that okay,
Sure,
ZID?
sure.
Yeah. Good introductions.
Mm.
In fact, we are so afraid that the fund has been diminished or maybe exhausted, but it is not so. No? There are still plenty of
Um,
available. Is it?
I wouldn't say so positively. Sorry to tell Junes, but based on my experience, because I'm living June's here, and because I got another rooms as well,
Mm.
let me share some of my experience for the past few months. So my advice is because the scheme is actually extended to 31st December, which means that you can actually apply now or applies in December, and once you employ a new employee, that employee, if got approved, it will be enjoying the funds for the next following 6 months. So it doesn't
Mm.
mean that when you apply now, you only got like 4 months left. No, there's not such arrangements.
Okay.
So once the date, like 1st of October, you employed this person, and the rest of the 6 months, this person will get the funds from Pekeso to
Yeah.
assist us. Okay,
All right.
That's good.
so
That's good.
don't rush, but hurry up. Don't rush,
Yeah.
Mm.
but
Yeah.
hurry up.
Yeah, but the thing
Don't
is,
rush.
now the government is already opened up the so that they allow travel agents or tour operators or even hotels to
It is
operate.
a good and
Yeah.
bad things. It is a good and bad things because when everybody is open, everybody needs the funds.
Mm.
Then, because of changings of government's heads right now, um, things is getting tight lah. Because
Mm.
we need to actually really prove that we are genuine company. First of all, I believe that all of us are genuine with all the license holders here, so we are not afraid of that. But a lot of paperwork, a lot of forms, agreements, forms to submit. So please, I know that all of us here are lacking of manpowers. A lot of my friends that introduce them, they are lacking of manpowers to prepare them all the EPF, all the SOCSO, all the SSM, all the Form 9, Form 49, 44, as well as all the registrations that required by June and Pekeso themselves. So please get ready and get serious about it. And once and forever, you chase for the approvals for your company, and then only you started to hire. But when you hire, they come up with all the system and platform as well for us to key in, for us to upload, and then for us to match our client, candidates. Okay, so a lot of procedures to follow because they have to keep track of real employments happening here. So my advice is do not really dragging. Take your time to understand, but act fast to react to this scheme. Because
Okay.
to June and many of others, because June is only one of the consultancies that got proceed with this. But a lot of them are going through directly or indirectly or going through others agency, other consultations. People are applying. A lot of people are applying. And the fund, I wouldn't know how much is that left, but I just know that manpower itself, because people are processing and processing. The government staff also tired and exhausted. So please, we, you know, we
All right.
we we have to understand
Yeah,
this.
got your point.
So
Got your point,
yes,
NZ.
please, don't drag. Get all your things
Yeah.
quickly until you got approval. Then you are safe. You are
Yeah.
almost safe and almost there. Then only you started to look for people. Don't think. Just apply. Okay, I pass
Okay.
it to June
All
because
right.
I think everybody can't wait for.
Yeah.
All right.
Funds.
All
All right.
right.
Over to you, June.
Okay. All right. Good evening, Cik Uzaidi, Andy,
Good
Zingy,
evening.
and Zahira. Thank you very much for extending the invitation to join your Clubhouse Borak Borak session this evening. Hi, everyone. My name is June, and I have been working in the hotel industry for quite a several number of years, and also many other industries. Currently, one of the little projects that I have been doing is helping companies in Malaysia, registered SSM companies in Malaysia, to understand more about this Perkeso Penjana Kerjaya program. It is actually a hiring and training incentive program to support two target audience in Malaysia. And I personally felt that this program has been very, very helpful to a lot of companies, from startups all the way to SMEs and even large MNCs and local conglomerates in Malaysia. I can safely tell you that I've been doing this project to help many companies since the PPK 1.0. This program, in short, I'm going to use the term PPK because PK stands for Perkeso Penjana Kerjaya. Okay, so there is version 1, version 2, and now it's already extended to version 3. So, two target audience, who are they that can benefit from this program? The unemployed Malaysians, all right, nationwide. As long as you have a Malaysian IC and you have lost job 2 months consecutively tak ada SOCSO contribution or EPF, you are eligible to be employed by any company, and the company applied for you as an employee, the company will potentially get approval. So the second audience yang boleh manfaat benefit from this program is any registered SSM company Malaysia, startups, SMEs, and even MNCs. As long as you have an SSM cert, that is your first eligibility criteria tick. All right, you are eligible to apply. But of course, there are many, many more sets of eligibility criteria lah that along our Borak Borak session, I'm going to uncover for you to understand more. So, two target audience. So, as long as any one of you have a Sendirian Berhad, okay, I'm just also going to tell you sikit history lah. PPK 3.0 started effectively 15 June 2021 sampai 31st December 2021. Okay, during this 6.5 months duration here, any new hires that your company bring in, that means employ any new hires. So even though you say, hey, June, now it's already October, yeah, sorry, September, I hired since 15 June, am I still able to claim for the employee that I brought in June, July, and August? Yes, you can, because this is the eligibility criteria for new hires that you hire. You employ your new hires dari 15 Jun to 31st December is layak for you to consider submitting your application. So basically, for this group of audience, there are many more eligibility criteria that I will explain nanti ya. So in my this borak-borak presentation, I'm going to split into three separate section. The first section, I will share more about purpose. Kenapa program ni is introduced by Perkeso. And number two, in this first part, I will also explain benefits. What are the benefits that your company can get? All right. Then the second part, section yang kedua, I will share more about the 6 category, which translate as your strategy. Who can you hire? What are the eligibility, and how can I benefit from any of these 6 categories in terms of my incentive that I can get back, yeah, from the government. And the third part is, the third segment for today is, I'm going to share with you how can I apply. What is the current audit criteria that is under PPK? What are the documents that I need to prepare now, yeah, to submit? What are the different stages of approval? Usually berapa lama I need to wait untuk dapat approval? What are my chances of getting approval? Why sometimes I heard from my friends, some they get approval within 2 weeks, some they get 4 weeks, some is 8 weeks. How come so much difference? And then I would also share a bit about the payment. When would your money come in? How long does it take for the money to come in? And etc. Okay, so let me start with the first part. So kenapa this program is in place? Kalau you ingat, since last year pandemic, right, our government, kerajaan kita have introduced Penjana Initiative. Okay, so Penjana Initiative ialah nationwide punya initiative dan banyak players pun participate in Penjana. You would have heard that HRDF pun participate in a Penjana Initiative, Maxis pun ada, MDEC pun ada participate, and many technology players also participate in Penjana Initiative. So Perkeso also never lose out. Perkeso also is a very prominent organization that every company in Malaysia also contributes SOXO kan. So SOXO participated in this Penjana initiative in March. So they came up with this particular program. They launched it. PPK 1.0 was launched in June. Okay, June 2020 sampai 31 hari bulan Disember. Okay, so history here is pandemic happened. We have seen that ramai orang Malaysian lost job. Probably the first 3 months, March sampai June or March sampai September, we do not see too many unemployment, but we saw that the unemployment rate meningkat. Month on month, as we have the MCO1, then we move to MCO2, we have seen that statistics of unemployment rate, especially in hospitality, tourism industry, frontline for like spa industry, facial, cutting hair salon, facial salon, shopping malls, theme park, those frontline industries were started to see suffering. We started to see more and more unemployment in the rise. So because of this, Perkeso, if you know that Perkeso kan is always about claims, accidents at workplace, stuff like that. But this particular program, very interestingly, it is called the hiring incentive. Means you hire new employees into the company. Hiring incentive dan training. So Perkeso tak pernah kan kita dengar ada training kind of a program or incentive in place. So I rasa just to let you know that historically, this program bila lancarkan in June last year, tak ramai company, tak hairan kan, tak hairan that ramai company kan tak tahu, they were not aware that there is such program called Perkeso Penjana Kerjaya Hiring and Training Incentive. So at that point in time in PPK 1.0, it was meant to help the unemployed Malaysian untuk dapat balik job, and also to encourage, to support company yang struggling untuk dapat fund. Kerana why? That time many companies tak ada income, tak dapat income tapi masih kena operate and also have employees. So some companies sudah let go employees, but some industries, the company is growing, they need to hire. So this is to support employees from industry that has lost job, to help them to find job from different industries that yang boleh menjana ekonomi and profit. So basically, this program has allocated budget by Ministry of Finance, to support these two groups. So now let me move on to the benefits. Okay, so for along the way, kalau anyone nak tanya soalan, can stop me anytime, yeah. So now I'm going to talk sikit about the benefit for companies. So this program is hiring incentive and training incentive. So for companies, for all of you here, for you, what will you get? So cashback, all right? The most exciting part and paling lumayan, I mean, I would say the best part about this program is you will be able to get savings of 40% sampai 70%, in between 40 to 70% savings on your recruitment budget. So let's say example, kalau you the next 3 months, you plan to hire 5 new employees, gaji 2,000. So your commitment setiap bulan, let's say, is 10,000. Okay, so if let's say one of the category, nanti I will share second segment, ada 6 category yang you can study and understand which category you would like to hire your employee for. So let's say averagely, if it is a 50% savings lah, you dapat, you apply, 10,000 kalau you dapat approval, you save 50% means you bayar 5,000, Pekeso and Ministry Finance akan bayar 5,000 untuk you. Wow, that's 5,000 savings. So you have 5 employees, supposed to pay 10K, but you save 5K, you pay 5K. Example. Untuk 6 bulan. So as long as you dapat approval, alright, you boleh layak untuk dapat back to problem statement. Apa yang berlaku? What is happening to the unemployed Malaysian? Right, so let's revisit again since last year. Okay, cerita sikit. Last year, March, April, May, banyak ramai company yang impacted. So we have PSU. I'm sure all your companies since last year definitely pernah dengar Prihatin punya program dari Pekeso, where your existing employee yang you masih hiring, you boleh apply kalau dapat approval below gaji 4,000 akan dapat 600 subsidi lah daripada Pekeso, tapi dari Prihatin punya program, bukan penjana punya program ya. So there were many subsidies to help all the companies, all of you, all of us are business owners here. So we dapat sikit bantuan. So banyak company punya strategi. When the market is bad, MCO announce you cannot operate, what strategy do you take? Strategy is yang you ambil is, okay lah, maybe pay cut for the top level management lah. Yang manager yang gaji tinggi tu, saya akan berbincang dengan saya punya staff dan manager to sustain the business. There's no income, saya kena potong gaji lah. So one of the strategy is big company, small company pun, semua pun ambil strategi untuk potong gaji, tapi tak, we do not terminate employees. Alright, so we have heard many companies ambil 30% pay cut. Lepas after 6 months still MCO yang kedua happening, pay cut 50% for managers level and above. Then for the junior level, rank and file dan ramai individu, alright, what happens? unpaid leave. Okay, so another way is I don't want to terminate employee. Another strategy yang ambil is unpaid leave. So unpaid leave 1 day in a week or unpaid leave 2 days in a week. As we progress 6 months, 9 months down the journey, dari March sampai September, October, November, more and more companies tak boleh sustain, apa jadi? They have to let go. So the next strategy, worst case is last in, first out. Kalau tak, top level management ke yang kalau company yang ada ramai manager level ke atas, mereka mungkin slash off half of the managerial workforce, kena let go. So employees also suffer, not only emosi stress, not only mental stress, tapi financial stress. Owners of company stress, employees pun stress nak cari kerja baru. So now let's talk about employees. Employees that was let go or they had pay cut for so many months, they also suffer mentally, emotionally, dan financially. So those that lost job 2 months in the industry tak dapat cari kerja. Many employees from hospitality industry, you have always been doing this. This is your bread and butter. This is your strength. Your skill is tour guide. Your skill is driving. Your skill is do sales. Your skill is cooking, or your skills is front office, or your skill is to do customer service, or you do admin work, but you lost job. So you are so used to this industry, tiba-tiba industri ni macam stop. You know, tak boleh hire, that you don't have job in this company but you want to go back same industry. Tapi dalam masa itu, that period in last year until December, what happens? Industry just have a standstill. So all these employees mungkin kena find other industries to work. So beramai employee pun suffering to look for a new job in new industry. So they have to learn new skills. New skills pun stress. Kena learn about technology, kena learn how to use computer skill, kena learn macam mana nak guna Zoom. Some tak ada kerja for 2 months, 3 months, what happened? Tak boleh bayar saver. Alright, so some is work in KL, some work dekat Langkawi, but we have employee yang all from hometown, from different tempat. So kalau tak larat nak bayar saver, what happened? Kena balik kampung. So some from KL balik kampung Sarawak, balik Sabah, balik Penang, balik Johor. So we will see that a lot of Malaysians who face unemployment, tak larat nak bayar saver, balik tinggal dengan bapa emak, or they will have to change new place. So shifting to further away. So just explaining this scenario, now let's go back to the benefit. Okay, so benefit number 1 tadi is training. Okay, so we know that for employee, why Pekeso allocated budget untuk training? Because some employees, they change industry, they kena, motivation dan dia punya confidence untuk skill set for a new industry pun not as high as before. Dan mereka went through a lot of mental, emotional stress. So mungkin dia punya motivasi, passion dan energy level semua affected. Mindset pun not as positive as before. So kalau dia look for a new job, your company, you do not provide training. Why? Okay, let's look back at your company. Most company in Malaysia are affected. Your focus on your budget is where? Okay, do I have enough money untuk bayar gaji? Most important, if I hire this staff, I kena make sure I have enough money untuk bayar gaji kan, untuk saya punya employee. So basically, training budget memang sudah slash. Most company, okay, startup all the way to MNC dan local conglomerate yang besar company pun sama. Mereka punya budget untuk training sudah slash off. Kalau boleh, mereka nak guna HRDF fund. What about companies yang tak ada HRDF fund? So they won't focus so much on training. So hence that's why Pekeso punya program ni memang design, I felt is very good. The way they design this incentive program is to support your company, allocate still satu free training for your company untuk new hire. Why? You want your new hire, you hire him, but dia mungkin confidence dia tak setinggi as their previous job. Dia punya moral tak setinggi. So you either send this employee for one upskilling program like customer service ke, or speaking in English ke, or communication skill, or hantar dia untuk mental well-being punya workshop or positive mindset change workshop. At least janji ada satu program to help your employee to jumpstart career, very positive, ada dan ada skill. Okay, so this is benefit for your company. Tak payah keluarkan duit untuk at least satu training bagi new hire that join your company. So for the employee, now let's go back to employee. Employee confirm kalau masuk dalam program ni dapat approval, dia dapat benefit manfaat one development program. Then your company bagi dia punya tahu. So to this new hire, unemployed 2 bulan atau 3 bulan, or dia memang sudah freelancing tapi tak ada SOCSO for 2 months, she join your company dapat manfaat ni. Dia boleh dapat upskilling, training ataupun motivasi punya training. So that's very good for him. And number 2, ingat tak tadi mobility allowance ni ada satu is either RM500 or RM1,000. So macam mana your employee akan dapat either 500 or 1,000? Example. So tadi I said some employees balik kampung kan, maybe they balik to KL. So dia nak apply job di Langkawi sekarang. Langkawi now is opening back, you know. So some of them want to apply job dekat Langkawi kan. So they travel, they kena travel balik ke Langkawi, cari rumah untuk saver. Ni semua mobility mah kan. So kalau dia memang nak cari kerja balik dekat Langkawi, dia kena travel. So mobility allowance ni memang untuk membantu these Malaysians who is looking for job, unemployed for 2 months at least, dia dapat duit sikit. So government nak tolong employee yang unemployed dengan duit ni. Tapi duit ni memang bayar kepada company you dulu, dan you punya company akan bagi dia sebagai part of the recruitment, dia punya remuneration lah. So you bagi dia gaji, then you pun boleh bagi dia duit either 500 atau 1,000. So RM500 is new hire yang you employ, tinggal rumah dia punya jarak is less than 100 kilometer, dia akan dapat RM500 subsidi. Kalau you hire new employee ni, dia datang jauh dari Kedah pergi Langkawi, or dari Seremban pergi KL, Johor pergi KL, atau Sarawak pergi Sabah, Sabah pergi Sarawak, all this is more than 100 kilometer to get this job, so dia akan dapat 1,000 subsidi. Alright, grant from Pekeso. So this employee in this program through your company, because you hire this employee, dia akan dapat extra either 500 or 1,000 subsidy dan satu development program from your company. Okay, so far any question before I move
Yeah.
on to second part?
June, this is very interesting, but we also confused on the subsidy of RM600 and this is a new one.
Yeah.
Whereas for myself, I haven't heard of this new scheme which we encourage employer to employ a new set of staffs, and this has not been really been told to our tourism players. What is your advice now? If let's say, for example, now we want to start back, we want to restart our tourism business. The government has already agreed that we want to open up the sector, so we are now starting. So can we employ first, or should we employ first, or should we plan first, or should we submit the proposal first, June?
Okay, very good question, Cik Uzaidi. Okay, should you apply now and then you plan later? My advice to you, basically this one is under section 3, yeah? How to apply and when to start applying and what are the documents. So basically, if I can advise you, usually I will advise all our clients, yeah, to break down. We have 7-step strategy, right? 7 steps application process lah. So first thing is most important, you need to get your company approved in the program dulu. Phase 1. Okay, you have 6 sets of documents that you need to prepare and submit and apply into the system. Biasanya average about 2 to 3 weeks lah, you boleh dapat approval. Okay, but there are certain criteria, eligibility criteria for your company as well. So that one nanti I will also share with you in part 2, yeah? So you pay attention to it. So you need to apply for your company dulu. So tadi to answer Encik Uzaidi's question on behalf of all of you, it's best that you apply for your company first to get approval, while at the same time understanding the strategy tadi. I said part 2 nanti you listen, ada 6 categories of type of employees that you can strategize to bring in to grow your business, all right, or to start your business again and save money while you hire. So first phase you can plan is apply for your company to get approval first. If your company don't get approval, you may not be able to go to the second phase, which is apply for new hires application approval. So ada dua fasa ya. First fasa is company mesti dapat approval dulu. Kalau company pass and Ministry of Finance pass, tick, 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 Pekeso pun say, okay, this company is eligible. Dia sudah pass semua eligibility criteria. Next, you apply for your new hire. So you can start planning. Understand. Sekarang, I would suggest is understand more about this program. Submit document for application for your company dulu. Whilst we start strategizing and planning how many employee or what type of employees you need for your company and which of the 6 category that they match in to save money for your recruitment for the next 6 months if you were to hire them. All right.
June,
But
sorry, June. Is there any reason why the company is not being approved?
okay, so there are certain, most important is the filtering process, yeah. Just to share with you lah. PPK 2.0. Okay, 1.0 was very relaxed in terms of the documentation, then the filtering of companies to get approval. PPK 1.0 was very relaxed. Remember just now I told you the history of this is, this program, right, Pekeso has never in history introduced such an interesting program, which is hiring incentive and training incentive combined, you know. So PPK 1.0 budget allocated was there but tak habis guna. So hence that's why in PPK 2.0 was introduced in January. So when PPK 2.0 reintroduced in January, I can tell you the government allocated 2.2 billion, not million, 2.2 billion budget for this initiative. And they have changed the scheme, and I can tell you the scheme was like 40% to 70% of cashback, means cash savings for all the companies who are hiring. Okay, so because MCO 3.0 melanda kita sometime in June, so closing date for PPK 2.0 was in June. So the government extended June 30th to 7 July. So many companies was rushing in to apply as well. So tutup kedai in 7 July. Then we waiting for announcement on 7 July. Government announced reintroduction extension of PPK 3.0 with extra 2 billion budget. Okay, so now we have 2 billion budget allocated for PPK 3.0. So all of you here have the chance and opportunity. Kalau tak pernah have not applied, you have the opportunity. So, but I also want to share with you, PPK 3.0 eligibility criteria sudah diperketatkan sikit. Kenapa? Tadi Singi pun ada touch a little bit lah about the documents and the strictness of this. It's because 2.0 kan, PPK 2.0, budget 2.2 billion, many companies, even though they tak ada SSM cert, that means they are not SSM registered company, Ministry of Finance, they found out. So they found out that there are some companies that are not real companies. They applied and they got approval. So they need to limit that. So they have memperketatkan a lot of criteria for companies to apply. So I'm going to share with you a little bit now about criteria, all right, since most of you have not really heard of this and would like to apply. Number one, you must be a Sendirian Berhad for now, because 2.0 they didn't have such criteria, okay, but now PPK 3.0 is a few latest criteria that was introduced. Partnership companies and Sendirian Berhad layak, sole proprietor tak layak, okay, and LLP boleh partnership dan Sendirian Berhad. So that's your first tick lah. So ask yourself, check if some of you, if you are Sendirian Berhad, your company is a Sendirian Berhad and a partnership company, that is eligible. So you can apply. All right. Okay, number 2, company yang set up January 2021 onwards tak layak. So any company yang set up sebelum 1 hari bulan January 2021 layak untuk apply. Okay, next. If your company you set up before 1 hari bulan January 2021, tapi you punya SOCSO account dan EPF tak aktif, sekarang baru you nak aktifkan you punya SOCSO dan EPF, tak layak. Okay, so these are the few very important eligibility criteria for all of you tonight. If your companies meet this criteria here, you can apply for this program. Immediately we can support and guide you the process macam mana nak submit document apa, all the information to start preparing, and you can apply. And it takes about 2 to 3 weeks estimated untuk dapat approval. So this part here, any question before I move on?
Yeah. Anybody wants to ask questions? Zaira, Omin, anybody else? Dr. Albert, Datin, please click your hands icon. Andy,
No,
yeah,
I'm
Zaira.
just no, no. I'm just wondering that why don't we know this earlier on?
That's why this
Really,
is the same
really,
question. The same question I asked her.
we have been struggling to pay those people that we are paying, and then we are struggling to rehire. Thank you so much, June.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is like really have to thank Sinyi because she also shared that there are players in the travel agency side has never heard, and I told her why not just extend the education and awareness to all of you. Anyways, I'm so thankful tonight I'm here. I mean, I can help so many of you to just at least be aware other such program. It's really really good. I have to tell all of you it's real. I have helped almost 100 over companies to save almost 5 million in total as of now. And it's real. You will get your money if you are eligible. And if you plan and strategize correctly, you have this window of period from today sampai 31 hari bulan December. You still have chance to strategize. Apply first. Apply for your company if your company is eligible, as I mentioned tadi. Senjalan Berhad dan partnership, and your company was set up sebelum January 1st this year, and you have SOXO account already in place, you are eligible to apply. All right, then submit your documents. We can guide you lah, step by step, and then make sure you submit ASAP, like what Xinyi was saying, right? You don't have to like rush to do it,
Yeah.
but if you really want to start hiring or you are already hiring, means you sudah hire between June sampai hari ni, then if you're eligible, you should start applying for this first phase first. Get your company
June, I
approved.
think this is good timing for especially for Langkawi tour operators or travel agents, because the time is right for them to expand or to rehiring the staff. June,
Yes. So one thing to note is now I'm going to go into the eligibility criteria sikit ya.
yeah, maybe
Eligibility.
Michelle. I think Michelle is
Yeah.
blinking. Maybe Michelle has any question, Michelle, or Yazid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, go ahead, Michelle.
Good evening, everybody. I have two questions. My first question is there any age limit for the new hiring staff? Because we have a lot of these freelance tour guide, and some of them, they are a bit senior. So is there any age limit? Because we would like to support them by giving them some job. Lah. Okay.
Okay.
And then my second question will be, what is the maximum cost for the upskilling program? Is there any fixed cost that we want to get our staff, send them for training? And what is the cost for that program? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. Right, Michelle or Elaine? Huh?
Yeah, I'm Michelle.
No, okay. Thank you very much for your question. It's a very good question. Even though if you did not ask, I would have tell, but it's always good to raise the question and everyone will pay attention to the answer to the question. Age limit. Good news, there is no age limit. As long as even a retiree after age 55, 60, 65, 70, as long as when you hire them, minimum this is under category 3, that is under my category that I've not shared. As long as this category is minimum, you offer them a 12 months contract or a full-time contract, minimum salary
Yeah,
range.
Michelle. I think you have to mute yourself, Michelle, so that we'll be
Oh,
able
sorry.
to.
Okay.
Yeah, June. Yeah.
Yes, as long so you take note lah, the contract duration. This one all for the 6 categories that I will be sharing with you, right? Is always looking at you punya contract. So for this above 40 years old, there's no age limit. Janji asalkan your contract is a 12 months contract or a full-time contract. Age group 40 years old and above, you must pay SOXO, EPF, and EIS. So if let's say retiree age, sometimes you just pay SOXO lah. You don't have to pay EPF. It's up to you. But Janji must pay SOXO. Why? Because this is SOXO program. All right. And salary range, it could minimum is minimum 1,500 to a maximum cap at 10,000 ringgit. Okay, your employment, if you in this for category 3, if you give this range, you will be able to claim back 60%. Okay, your benefit here for this category 3, age group above 40 years old, you will get back 60%. So if let's say example, you give 5,000 ringgit salary, so 60% of 5,000 is, hold on, 5,000 times 60%, my mathematics, 3,000
3,000.
ringgit. Yeah, you can save 3,000. You fork out your own pocket money is 2,000. So for 6 months, so imagine 3,000 times 6 months, you save 18,000. You pay only how much? 2,000 times 6 months, you pay 12,000 to this employee. Some more you want to help the older age group, you save 60%. Good news here is why government give 60%. Below 40 years old is category 2. Category 2 is for 39 years old and below. Employees that you bring in below 39 years old, 12 months contract or full-time contract, all right, SOCSO, EPF, EIS you bayar, salary range between 1,500 minimum sampai 10,000, but you bring in the younger age group, government will pay you 40%. So remember here, same position, tour guide, example, if you have CVs that is in your hand, you have 5, 10 CVs, you split your CV now into 2 category. So the first thing when you filter your CV sekarang is age. Below 40, above 40, tengok dia punya age group dan you decided, okay, I want to hire them for 12 months contract. All right, so 40% savings I will get back for the same amount of salary. Let's say your budget is 3K ke, 2K ke, 5K ke. But if you hire the younger age group, you save 40%. You pay 60%, government pays you 40%. But if you hire the older age group, you will save 60%, you pay 40% of the salary for 6 months. Okay, why? I'm going to tell you, you'll be like, hey, June, why the older age group get more? Okay, remember tadi I tell you the story? Unemployment rate, the strategies of all the companies since last year, the company to hold employee who are more experienced, their salary also higher kan. So those with higher salary kan, companies have to reduce, 30% pay cut, 50% pay cut. In the end, kalau tak larat, they have to let them go. So the older age group were the ones that also suffer no job and financial stress as well. So that's why this time round, government wants to encourage companies that want to hire back, build the business, you can hire back the experienced people, the older age group. I am going to support you to give you more incentive because you will be able to give job opportunity back to the older age group as well. So that is why you see 60% and 40% here. So this is category 2 that I've just shared and category 3. So this is one of your strategies lah, all right, in your interviews that I can already give you immediately right now. So Michelle, have I answered your question to age limit?
Michelle, sorry, Michelle, pula. June, good evening.
Yes, good
To
evening.
me, I think this is very good forum, but I got about 2 questions. Number one, is there any specific industry for this program?
Okay. Good news is no. As long as, remember my very first, in the beginning, I said,
Sorry, I
any,
missed out the earlier stage.
okay, no worries. I will repeat.
Oh,
Any company registered with SSM in Malaysia eligible to apply.
okay.
Okay. So
O-
no specific industry. Every single industry in Malaysia eligible to
Okay.
apply.
Okay. Number 2 is that you were saying that, the salary minimum of 1,500 for us in hotel. Some hotel they are paying minimum wage is about 1,200. So do they eligible to apply for this program as well?
Okay, very good question. This one also I would have explained in my part 2, but now with
Uh,
this question raised, everyone will be peka to listen ready. So 1,500 in category 2, even though I said that 1,500, it can be a combination of basic salary plus incentive plus allowance jadi 1,500. So minimum wage subsidy ialah 1,200. So if you hire this person at 1,200, Then you got OT here, OT there, allowance ni semua kalau janji semua combine dapat 1,500 eligible.
Well, I mean, we have some difficulties in time. You know, like now, as you know, that the business is not that good at the moment. See, we are
Okay.
still running with low occupancy. Like myself and in Seremban, I'm
Mm.
closing of like 20 to 30% a day, but some days, less than 10%. So of
Mm.
course, overtime is not needed at the moment, but the
Okay.
total numbers too still need. So, but as an overall take-home pay won't be they won't be getting 1,500 as the overtime. We actually cut the overtime for time being.
So basically, how much do you think a total take-home pay for per month for these freelance people that let's say you want to bring in into the company?
Yeah, total
Average.
a month, after you minus out EPF, SOCSO and whatnot, probably maybe like 1,100 like that.
Okay. So we have another category called the apprenticeship program that is category 1. This apprentice is more for your short-term contract. Okay, this category 1 is a very popular. I love this category 1, especially to help the hospitality sector for the
Mm.
young, but this is more for the younger age group lah. Kalau you hire 30 years old and below, 3 months contract, 6 months contract. Okay, so there's category 1A and category 1B. 1A2 is if you hire 3 months contract, minimum salary 2,002.
Mm.
You just bayar SOCSO, EPF, everything combined. So plus minus lah for this group, 3 months contract, I'm going to calculate and show you how you can save 70%. Okay, for this 3 months contract is the highest. You save 70% savings. 1,002, your EPF also semua combined will be 200 plus minus lah. So your commitment for 3 months per month is 1,400. But government will give you back 1,000 ringgit. So if you use
Oh,
1,000
very good.
divide by 1,004, it's 70% savings for you. You pay 400 per month,
Mm.
your government will pay you back 1,000. So your employee will still get paid 1,002, okay? The
Mm.
benefit is you save, the employee gain. The employee still get whatever salary they deem to get so that you can grow your business. What? You need these part-timers to come in to help you to grow your business. So government said that I will help you to save your savings when you hire new employees to your company. So 3 months contract, it's also a very good strategy. Why? Because if 3 months you do not know how this employee performs, so after 3 months you will know whether you want to extend or not. Okay, and 6 months contract, 1B is you will get back 800 ringgit for 6 months. So remember, 1A short-term contract 3 bulan sahaja. So government akan bayar you 3 bulan. 1,000 times 3 months. Then for the 6 months punya contract, you same thing, same criteria, below 30 years old, 1,200 ringgit minimum. Janji you bayar SOCSO, EPF semua tu plus minus jadi 200, so it's 1,004 your commitment. But government akan bayar balik 800 ringgit setiap bulan untuk 6 bulan. So you pay 600 ringgit lah, means after minus all this, you get back your incentive later on. You actually pay 600 per month. All right. And government helps you subsidize 800 for the salary. So this one is
Okay,
about
okay.
55% savings of your
Interesting, man.
salary. Mm.
Okay,
So
one more last question, John.
mm,
How do you gauge the total number of staff? Let's say, for hotel with 300 room, lah, for instance. So
mm,
there are certain hotel they are basing on the ratio of 1 to 1. I mean, we just want to do a simple calculation, like that. But
mm,
as you know, the business is not that good. So of course, we don't run the hotel with full manning. Say
mm,
at the moment now, I'm running with I got 200 over room, 236, but I
mm.
have about 98 staff only. But as
Okay.
the business pick up, I will increase more staff. But
Mm.
how do you gauge the total numbers of staff in terms of their capacity running as a full operation?
Okay. So you mean to hire, right? How to gauge how many staff you can
Yes,
hire?
how many staff? We can go to the max lah, for instance.
Well, this program, good news is there's no limit to how many employees you want to hire. The more,
Mm.
the happier the government is lah. The more they're willing
Oh,
to
okay.
subsidize you. So you don't have to worry. First thing, good news here is I even have helped my team lah. We have also supported and guided MNCs to hire 300 employees and still got approval. I mean, but not all the employees got approved lah. Let's say they hire about 500 people kan, maybe they
Uh,
dapat approval for 300 people. So there's no limit. The good news here is no limit, but you need to strategize lah. So that's why there's 6 category here, which delicately I can also separately spend some time with you to guide you as well. Which
that would be
strategy
good.
you want to use? You want to hire 3 months contract, 6 months contract, but you need to look at their terms and condition lah for the criteria.
Mm.
The short-term strategy one is usually they call it apprentice kan, is
Mm.
to help the young talents lah, yang SPM level, graduate, yang baru graduate tak ada kerja, or they are
Mm.
about to graduate tak ada kerja kan,
Mm.
or those that are younger talent one, you put them into apprenticeship program. And it's also good for your company. Why? Because tourism industry dan hospitality ni sekarang kan, we are just starting restart, you know, and
Correct.
commitment to hire full time also is a bit burdensome for you all because you already
Correct.
went through the exercise of retrenching employee. Now you do not want to, like, you know, bring in and then nanti you kena U-turn balik sikit kan. So
Mm.
bringing in short-term short-term contract employees and also can save at 70% or even 55% is also a good strategy because if they are good, you can continue to extend and keep them. Yeah, sometimes from hiring perspective lah, yeah, you never know when you bring in a new employees, how good are they until you given them an opportunity to work for you, then you can assess and also at the same time grow your business and also support the employee, you know, to get some job as well at the full scale of salary and you save to pay them. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So there
Fantastic.
are 6 strategies. So I've already
Mm.
unveiled 3 strategies here, 3 categories. Your apprenticeship. So apprenticeship is also some employers today, you also have internship. All right. So internship usually they are all also within the age of below 30 years old. So your company can focus on promoting your job advertisement sekarang, nak hire 3 months contract, 6 months contract or apprenticeship program. Then you just put lah your simple advertisement. Apprenticeship program ni the perks dapat 1,200 minimum and then got SOSO EPF lagi and then you will have allowance and training. Cukup. So if you can attract these people to come and work for you, you filter out and make sure the eligibility criteria that I will be sharing with you, take note during your interview stage, filter the CVs properly, phone screening, semua tanya soalan that I'm going to share with you. Make sure you filter properly to make sure you get 100% approval chance. Okay. That one very important juga. So I hope I answered your question for the few questions that you have asked. Just now there was another one, say freelance tour guide. Michelle was asking, right? Freelance tour guide. These are freelance employee. I'm going to use the keyword here now. I guess pretty much in your industry, travel agencies industry, you have a lot of freelance. Freelance means they do not have SOCSO contribution, right? Can I just ask this question back to everyone first? Clarifying with you all, when you use the term here, freelancing.
Yeah, it's true, June. I think a lot of freelance, we do not contribute any SOCSO or EPF, such as drivers, tour guides, and yeah, tour guides actually the independent contractor,
Mm-hmm.
where and where there is a group, if there is a small assignment of tourists that we can you can assign to them, and they will take care of this. So this is based on the job assignments, not full time.
I see. Okay, then the good news here is, all right, just simple strategies, but most important is just ideas that can give back to you so that it can translate back to how you can apply. All right. Freelance in ensuring that you understand the 6 categories properly. All right. If their salary in that month, all right, can total up to at least 1,002 or 1,005 minimum. Okay, because category 1 is 1,002 minimum. Category 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 semua tu minimum is 1,500. So if your job scope that you want to bring in 2, 3 new freelance to hire them as your contract staff. not freelance now, yeah, in order to apply for this grant or this scheme, just make sure it tallies to that amount, all right? And you can hire them because they already meet the criteria. They have never received SOCSO for at least 2 months. This is the one of the important criteria, which is unemployed 2 months without SOCSO contribution. So if your employee, this person that you not hire here is freelancer, he or she is working, but has never received SOCSO contribution at least for 2 months, eligible. I can tell you it fits one of the eligibility criteria. All right. It's just that if you bring them on board as a 6 months contract staff or 12 months contract staff, Janji, you just pay them EPF SOCSO, you will be able to get either the 40% savings depending on the age lah, or 60% savings. Or if you hired you applied for the apprenticeship, you might that part the 70% saving or the 60% saving. Sorry, 55% savings. So freelance employees are your good bet as well. Yeah, to bring in. So second criteria, eligibility criteria, another one to add on is cannot rehire employees who has worked for your company before, not eligible in this program. So means if you used to have 3 tour guides, now you probably have to hire 3 sets of new tour guide. So means you may have to hire another company's punya tour guide lah, and another company will have to hire your tour guide lah, because it is really just not eligible. So you have to hire fresh, new hires into your company. But freelance, you can hire the same person in your company. Why? Because this person has never received SOCSO contribution from your company before, ma. So there's no record that you have hired this person in your company in the Perkeso system. So another good news here for all of you, if you are hiring a freelancer as your contract staff who has never received SOCSO contribution or EPF contribution before, another eligibility criteria is already ticked. Okay.
June,
So
you saying that our ex staff are not eligible? Okay?
ex-staff that you have contributed SOCSO EPF and there's a record that they were your staff with all this contribution is not eligible for you to apply for this program. Means if you rehire them, one of the eligibility criteria here is tak boleh rehire your ex-staff.
All right,
Have to
noted.
be a fresh employee. So that's why just now Michelle asked me a very good question. Freelance. So if those freelance were your previous employees, you can hire them. So I'm just giving you this heads up. You can rehire those freelancers because you have never contributed SOCSO or EPF to them before in your company's record. Then there is a higher chance to get approval. This one just
Interesting point. Interesting point, June. For those who want to ask any questions to June, this is the best time. Please click the hand icon, and I'll be able to, so that I'll be able to pick you up and put it on the stage, and you can be able to talk directly to June. Datin, do you have anything, Datin? Datin Rayu or Min? Yeah, Datin. Go ahead.
No, I don't have anything at the moment. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I'm
Okay.
just listening. Great discussion.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
June, I have one more, June.
okay.
The training, yeah, the training, what do you call, is it internal training done by our people or external training done by the outsiders?
Okay, the training, good point here is they have to be approved by Perkeso. The training provider that is going to conduct the training will have to be approved training provider. So usually for all my clients, we will coordinate. So we will support you and guide you end to end, provide you our services. Actually, there's no fees lah, no charges at all to guide all of you on this education and application. So your training can be public program, can be conducted in-house as well. But the trainers that will be conducting will have to be approved vendor by Perkeso. Cannot be non-approved provider. So let's say your companies, most of you here, if your approved new hires is less than 15 packs, means if it's like 5 packs, 2 new hires, 3 new hires, Example, if I need to organize a workshop called customer service, or we call it maybe social media training, because most of the freelance tour guides, or they need to enhance skills on photography skills, or maybe on a social media, how you're gonna use your Facebook to go live, to get more publicity and promote. So they attend this workshop. So it will depend on, if your own company has more than 15, got 15 packs at least, we can run a workshop already internally in-house for your company. If not, it will have to be a public program where you send your employee to apply for this public program that's relevant. So one employee will be eligible to have one program, development program, once they are approved into this incentive program.
Good.
That's
Jun,
good.
and they can choose the program, or the Pekeso will choose for the employer.
No, this one is discussion between you as the owner, and the discussion can be discussed with the provider. So it's the employee, is up to you. You can discuss with your employee what's suitable for them, and you can decide as the company, because you are the employer So there are many approach to this So most of my clients all usually is the company HR sendiri make decision what is good for them. Whether you want them to go for mental well-being, you want them to go for positivity workshop, you want them to go for social media, you want them to go for customer service or communication skill. Usually from the company perspective that make the decision.
Great, great, great. Go ahead, Tajun.
Okay, so just now Michelle also asked me one question that I've noted down, is what is the maximum cost or fixed cost for training? So this one is there is a fixed cost by per queso, but this is subject to how many days. So many vendors out there, some has like 10 days training 5 days training. It's like very long one certification. Some also have like half day, 4 hours. Some has 2 full days, 2 half days. So basically, the cost very much depends if it's a physical or virtual training. So for you guys as an employer, you do not need to focus too much on the training cost. Why? Because the training cost, the money not come back to you The money will flow into the training provider. You will be eligible to dapat satu training for your employee. And you, most important is you want to receive your hiring incentive. Okay. So this question that Michelle raised is a good question, but it's just good info for all of you to understand that sometimes you say, hey, is the training incentive I supposed to receive one? I saw there 7,000, I saw there 4,000. But just for your info, the money is not for your company to keep. It is for the training provider to receive the fund to coordinate and organize the trainer, the venue, or the whole set of team to organize the training for your employee. Okay. So I will move on now to the second part, which is the categories. All right, so there are 6 categories that you need to take note. So for the benefit of those that attended late a little bit, let me also add on duration to apply. All right, untuk apply for this program, eligibility of all your new hires. Janji you employ employees dari 15 hari bulan Jun sampai 31 hari bulan Disember. During this period, you strategize yang sudah masuk. Kalau company you eligible, you apply dapat approval, then you can proceed to apply for those that you already hired since 15 June sampai hari ni. So for those that you nak sekarang start to strategize, nak start to hire from October, November, December, your first step now is make sure check your company eligibility dan start applying for your company dulu. Lepas dapat approval, then we can proceed now when you start strategizing nak category 1 ke category 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Then I submit my documents. I go and confirmkan and offer the job, submit all my documents, apply and to get approval. So for new hires application too, it will take usually minimum 2 weeks sampai 8 weeks also got sometimes to get approval, depending on 2 factor. peak season, low season. Okay, just like hotel or the Muslim for hospitality industry lah. You got peak season like school holiday peak season, low season kan. So per keso the department pun ada peak season, low season punya tau. Peak season is bila is like closing date. Sometime in November and December, I tell you will be peak season already. Sekarang is considered low season. So kalau during low season when you apply, approval process usually 2 weeks to about 4 weeks. Okay, and the second factor is depending which Perkeso officer dapat you punya application dalam sistem. There might have 5 to 10 officers, in the department. And example, some officer might be new, baru join department tu. So lah, usually yang baru punya, they are still learning, and there is just so many audit criteria that they need to check, document nak check, semua benda. So they are new, so lebih lambat lah untuk check through, nak scan, takut buat salah, kena tunggu senior untuk ajar. So your application kalau landed into this new employees, Perkeso officer, mungkin lambat lah. Would not be like 2 weeks approval, mungkin 4 minggu. Alright. But if you are lucky, you get a very experienced officer that got your application dalam system, landed into his PC, then he might process very cepat, mungkin even less than 2 weeks you dapat approval. Okay, another type of officer is they follow the book punya. Wah, semua policy process mesti ikut follow the book. Tick, tick, tick ni kena call lah, kena pre-approval. I kena call every employee to check. Kalau dia buat semua SOP tu, mungkin lambat sikit juga. Okay, so all this depends on peak season, low season, and also which officer is applying for your application. Is screening and filtering prior to approval. Okay, so 6 kategori ni. So now I've already mentioned the first category is apprenticeship, 1A, 1B. So 1A is your short term, 3 bulan. 1B is 6 months contract, minimum 1,200 salary. Okay, basic minimum wage subsidy. And EPF, SOCSO mesti bagi. Then the next criteria is no rehiring of ex-staff and never applied for PPK 1.0 and PPK 2.0 before. That means these candidates that you are hiring, just double check, ensure in their CV you check, dia punya previous job bila dia join previous company tu. Kalau dia join before June 2020, okay, safe. This person, the previous company, memang mungkin tak pernah apply for this candidate lah. If let's say you nampak, CV dia join previous company tu June, July, August 2020 or January 2021, okay, mungkin this company might have applied PPK for this employee. Then you are not eligible to apply already. So when you see this in the CV, you kena tanya you punya candidate lah. Can I check with you if you have received any mobility allowance before tak with your previous company, that you before you apply for my company? If they say no, no training and all that, okay. But if they say not sure and all, then maybe you can ask their help to check with the previous company to double check if the company has applied for PPK 1.0 or 2.0 before. So that's the only way you can find out. Okay, just my tips and advice while you check the CV. Okay, so that is eligibility criteria for your apprentice 1A and 1B. So 1B is same criteria, you will get 800. 1A you get back 1,000 for 3 months. 1B you dapat 800 ringgit times 6 months, yeah. And also free training, 1, and also mobility allowance, 500 or 1,000 ringgit in this whole package. Okay, one more criteria before I move on to category 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just remembered, need to take note because most of you here are business owner, small SMEs, right? In this program, you cannot hire immediate family members. You can hire second level generation family members. Okay, example, you hire your father, mother, brother, sister, son and daughter into your company. If you are the director and shareholder, not eligible. You cannot apply for this program. But if you are the director or the shareholder, you hire your father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, cousin, nephew, boleh. Okay, this part here, anyone wants to ask question to seek clarity?
June, what about wife?
Wife also cannot if you are the husband.
Okay, all right, good. Good
As
for
long as
me.
immediate direct family members, is already upright eligibility criteria. Pekeso already stated we won't approve for direct family members lah. But if indirect second level punya generation, you hire them into your company and apply for this program, can be approved. Okay, so take note of this important criteria. Okay, the next one more to add on is, can me, June, I'm the director, I hire myself and I get EPF SOCSO for the first time in my life, will I be eligible to apply? The answer is PPK 2.0 that time can lah, but now in 3.0 tak boleh. They have memperketatkan already. Cannot. Okay, June, if my company got only I hire one staff only lah for now, it's a small time company, am I eligible lah even if I hire one staff? Okay, the good news for you is PPK 2.0 that time cannot. Minimum you need to hire 3. But now, even one also they allowed. So that's a good news for you. So you start off with June, I apply for the company, and now I want to start applying for one staff first, two staff. You just submit. If you meet all the criteria, eligibility criteria, you will get approval even for one employee. Okay, so that's the good news for all of you. All right, so I will move on to category 2 and 3. So category 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ni, dia punya requirement semua sama. Minimum 12 months contract or full-time contract. Okay, 1,500 minimum salary sampai maximum cap at 10,000. So if any company nak hire directors or senior manager or sales, BDM, business development person, gaji bagi 5,000, tapi kalau dia boleh bawa banyak sales, boleh sampai 10,000 or boleh sampai 12,000, still Pekeso say cap at 10,000. So even if this employee, you hire him and then you kena bagi gaji sampai 20,000 ringgit setiap bulan punya, pun cap at 10,000. Means Pekeso will only pay you sampai gaji that cap at 10K. So if it's 40% of 10K is 4,000 maximum, Pekeso akan bayar, give back to you. If it's category 3, remember, is above 40 years old, 60% you boleh dapat, so pun cap at 10,000 salary package, 6,000 you boleh dapat balik. So you can claim, let's say 6,000 you save for 6 months, is 36,000, no. So if you bring in a very highly competent punya sales rep atau a director of the company or senior manager of the company, you bayar gaji at 10K, you boleh save 6,000 tau if it's above 40 years old. So it's also very good savings for your company. Okay, so cap at 10,000, minimum 1,500. Package dia can be minimum wage subsidy 1,200, tambah dan lain-lain, combine kan minimum 1,500. So if it's 40% of 1,500, you boleh dah balik 600 setiap bulan times 6 months. As long as your employee is still working for your company. Setiap bulan, mesti janji you contribute so setiap bulan, then 3 weeks after you contribute, you will dapat your next payout. So every month you pay contribution, let's say 15 of every month, 2 to 3 weeks later, you akan dapat balik your payout setiap bulan. Okay? Category 4 is orang kurang upaya. So if your company got do CSR, nak hire the deaf and the dumb, so government will pay you 60%. That's the good news. So category 4 is also for orang kurang upaya. Tak ada age limit. Whether it's 20 years old, 18 years old, 30 years old punya OKU, you will dapat 60% of the salary you bayar. Okay. Category 5 is for Malaysians who have no job more than 6 months. So any fresh grad you nampak CV dia, 6 bulan tak ada kerja dah. Or retrenched employee 6 bulan sudah tak ada kerja punya. Atau EIS ialah Pekeso punya program. EIS retrench program, more than 6 months you nampak dalam CV dia pun tak ada kerja for more than 6 months, dia fit under category 5. So category 5, tak kira umur, whether is 18 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, below 40 punya, you will get 60% savings from the salary that you pay. So this category 5 is also, I feel that a lot of hospitality industry and tourism industry punya affected. More than 6 months got no contribution, no job. If you hire them, age is below 40, you will get 60% savings. Okay, so take note of this category 5 juga. Category 6 ni, I feel may not be relevant for all of you, most of you, sorry. It's called the Malaysianization category, where is if you have a vacant position all this while, which is foreign worker yang kerja punya, tapi sekarang you nak hire Malaysian to replace your foreign worker punya vacancy dulu, government akan bagi balik you 40%, but they will top up one extra fund they will bagi is 20% extra from the salary that you offering. Let's say for this foreign worker job, you nak offer RM2,000. So Pekeso akan tambahkan 20% extra allowance on top of the salary for 6 months for the employee. That means to attract a talent to apply for your foreign workers punya job. So this is Malaysianization punya category 6. So what I felt personally that's relevant for your industry is category 1, 2, 3 dan 5 that you all should take note lah. Alright, so this category 1 you save 70%, category 2 you save 55%, category 3 category 1A 70%, 1B for 6 months contract you save 55%, category 2 below 40 years old you save 40%. Alright, and category 3 above 40 years old candidates you save 60%. And category 5 no job more than 6 months, no age limit, tak kira below 40 ke above 40, you also save 60% of your recruitment budget. Okay?
Wow. June, groups, so because we don't know who
Is that
wants to be
necessary?
registered.
Is that
Yeah,
necessary? Instead of
yeah.
like everyone sending us a separate email or separate
Oh, you want
message,
WhatsApp direct,
I mean in a group so that so everyone can see who who is asking
Yeah, there
questions.
are many ways. There are many ways, Ziggy. Well, of course, as you say, well, email, you can email, or we
Mm-hmm.
have the link. I have the link. Paste it. I have copied the link and paste it on my profile. Just check it out on my profile, but it's not an active link. You have to copy and paste to another browser.
Well, the
So that
links
you be
that
able.
I give you just now is just for them to fill up, because
Ah,
just to fill up your company, whether it is the first screening, actually the first screening, whether it is qualifying to apply. Then it would be a lot of questions later for them to ask. But perhaps I'm afraid that June will be very, very busy to answer everyone and single questions. So you guys can decide. This is just my experience.
But I don't know, Zinzi, but perhaps maybe email will be good lah, because group WhatsApp, we as individual also got so many groups, I think it will
Yeah,
be better.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Perhaps when I think that we can do it this way. Another suggestions is it could be next Wednesdays, the same time, the same dates. We come to Clubhouse again. So anyone that missed today's sessions, or any questions during your process, maybe within this week you couldn't actually reach June or me, or any progress that you any questions that raised along the way. So June's could be answerings. I mean, up to you. Up to you guys to decide. Just suggesting.
Okay. I can. Okay. The suggestions are all good. I'm good with anything. All right. If y'all would like to have my email, also I can provide. And then I will try to reach out back to all of you, connect with y'all through the email as well. Um, eh, I'm okay to proceed with anything. Zinyi and Huzaidi.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good.
In everything, I think.
Really appreciate
So
June. We
anyway,
really
just to
appreciate.
speed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
to speed up the process, lah. Just to
Correct.
make things simple for everyone. So because everyone has only like two hands, right?
Yep, that one definitely I agree.
Yeah.
So, okay, I will leave here with all of you my email, JUNE, Elias, H for Holland, C for Canada, Asia, ASIA .my, Malaysia, MY. So I repeat, June, JUNE, the month of June, at Elias, HC, Holland, Canada, Asia, ASIA .my.
June, I have a question.
Yes.
Can okay, let's say yeah, you see our industry, they have many SME travel
Test.
agency, those who
Test.
already
Test one.
inactive. Inactive mean
Test
the
one,
company is
two.
still there,
Mm,
director is still there,
mm,
but maybe already no employee,
mm,
and then it had been inactive, and maybe the audit accounts also like not updated or whatever, because it's already near to 2 years. So my
mm,
question is,
Test.
are these
Test one.
company eligible for apply? This is my first question.
Test
okay.
Second
one,
question
two.
is the owner of this
Test.
company. That means either shareholder or directors, because the company is already ceased operation, not active. So can we employ them if they are, let's say they are still a company director or shareholder?
Test.
That's my
Test.
two questions. Yeah.
Okay. All right. First question here is
Test.
the company 2 years inactive? Okay, my question here
Test.
is to be exact,
Test.
right? Inactive means is your company still that means not closed down, means in SSM, right? You are
Test.
still registered company,
Test.
right? It
Yes.
doesn't
Test
mean that you
one,
are
Yes.
not
two.
active, all right?
Yes.
And you
Test.
have previously already opened up SOXO and EPF account
Yes.
as well. All right, so
Yes.
you have all this in place. So it's just that it has been inactive. So this one we
Yes.
will have to help you to
Test.
check eligibility.
Test
So in
one, two.
my
Mm.
team, our very first step to support
Test.
companies is we will help you to check your eligibility criteria first. So we just need your name, your company name, and your SOXO number, and we will be able to check within
Test
one day,
one, two.
assist you to be able to just check if you are eligible to proceed to apply for your company.
Okay.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so yours is definitely should be eligible, just that we need to verify lor. So we can assist to verify as well.
Okay.
All
So,
right. And your
mhm,
second question was owner is a company or shareholder, right? Are they
yes.
eligible? So when you say are they eligible, is it the shareholder and the director apply for this program themselves? Was that your question?
Yes, yes. For example, just now I was mentioned those company that you need to go for a check, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now I'm talking about this company owner directors,
Okay.
because you
Mm-hmm.
see, that is our industry is already inactive for 2 years, right? So a
Mm.
lot of company they already release all the staff. They only left a company, Then the owner is still there, director is still there because they are the company owner. So now
Mm.
the company owner, can I employ them as my category C?
Oh, so if, okay, I remember just now I mentioned eligibility criteria is if
Yeah.
you are the company owner, right?
Yes.
Registered company owner or shareholder,
Yes.
you are not eligible, yourself is not eligible to apply for this program. Even if you
Yes.
hire yourself to be have APF and SOCSO right now with a gaji, you are not
Yes.
eligible. Yourself not eligible, but if you
Yeah.
hire other people, yes, you are eligible.
Even though other people is from other company, but they are the company owner
Can,
or director, also we can
can,
employ them, right? Okay, fine.
can.
That's
Okay,
clear.
I give you an
Okay.
illustration just to benefit everyone. This question is a good question because sometimes you might get confused saying, oh, because all the company directors means cannot. Okay, example kan, I might be having one company today, but my business is not doing well. Can I look for a job somewhere to get a full-time job temporary? Yes, I can. So can the company hire me as their employee to do sales consultant for now for the next 1 year and apply into Pekeso? Can. I am a company owner. I have my own company, but just that my business not doing so well kan. So I'm looking for a job. So I am looking for a full-time job. So boleh. As long as the company hired me with a SOCSO, they contribute SOCSO and they meet the criteria for this PPK program, that company that hired me, they will be able to get either, depend on if it's category 3, then they will save 60% lah for hiring me. I'm just giving you this very simple illustration. So you
Mm.
can hire another person into your company as long as they meet the criteria, eligibility criteria here, even though he owns a company, right? But he doesn't draw a SOCSO account contribution or salary in his own company. So he is layak lah to be hired by you. Mm.
Mm. Even though those who are freshie that without any Perpeso account is still eligible for that, right?
Yes, that is usually the younger age group lah, the 30 years old below
What about
punya.
the company director without all this?
Okay, company directors
They will have?
without. You mean company directors that own their own company but hired by another company, right?
Yes.
As an
Yes.
employee,
Yes.
who has you if as long as you resign from your company means you if you like currently example a scenario, you are a
Mm.
director of this company, currently you're drawing salary and got EPF and SOCSO, you need to of course resign lah as a from the job without SOCSO so that another company that's gonna hire you as their employee, because one of the criteria, eligibility criteria here in general is the employee that you hire must not have a clashing SOCSO. Means at the same time, this employee with Malaysian IC tak boleh ada another SOCSO account. At the same time, when your company employ and hire him and want to apply into this hiring incentive program, this employee tak boleh have a second SOCSO account.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
You just need to follow this eligibility criteria. Then you will get an approval.
Is it let's say I plan for the next 6 months, I'm going to hire another company director. So he or she have to be stopped on their own company potential contribution,
Yes,
right?
correct.
There
Mm.
is no time limit, like you have to like 3 months at least, you already stopped for 2 months, 3 months or whatever. There's no time limit, right?
There is. Okay, remember just now I mentioned,
Yeah.
one of the eligibility criteria is 2 months unemployed
two
in the
months
very
right? Okay,
beginning,
fine.
right? This is
Mhm.
for unemployed Malaysian ma. This
Yeah.
program is meant for unemployed Malaysians. So only besides category one, category one
Mhm.
is not apprenticeship program. All the
Yes.
category 2 to 6 must have minimum 2 months, no social contribution. But if you hire someone under category 1A or 1B, you do not need to have 2 months unemployment.
Okay, understand.
All right.
Okay, thank
June,
you.
I think Stanley, I can see your blinking. If you have any
Yes,
questions.
yes. Yes, thank you, Guzali. John, I just want to have a quick clarification. When
Mm,
you say hiring a family member, right?
mm.
So are you talking related to director or shareholder? Being a Sanyam Berhad, having different shareholder and director is different, is it? So they mean they are not.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, good question. Both directors and shareholders, if there's any relation and blood to this, both parties also not eligible.
But the director, the current director is appointed, is it? They don't have any share in the company.
Oh, if it's just like the director means like a position lah. They have
Yes.
no shares in the company, then okay.
That mean it can, okay, mean directors, family still can employ lah as a new hire. Right?
Yes, as long as this director doesn't own a share in the company. That means in when you register the company, this director that you engage and hire in to manage the business has no shares in the company lah. Mm.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you can hire lah. Okay, second question. Okay, those intern, right? Intern, because just now you're talking about short contract, right? 3 to 6 months, right? So you can
Mm.
put them as an apprentice, right? But
Yep.
then what happens if employed and then 3 months is almost lap, right? So can we still going in or not? Let's say maybe until this month, is it? They are going to finish this internship, you know. So
Mm.
are we eligible to claim or not? They say they are also hired on the job.
Okay, so sorry, let me clarify. Your question
Mm.
is if they are currently interning in your company, right? And they are
Yes.
completing their internship.
Mm-hmm.
So are they eligible to be hired by you to apply for this program? Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, definitely. As long as if this candidate you gonna follow and fulfill the contract, the category one criteria, which is
Mm,
3 months contract, you pay them 1,200, and then got EPF and SOCSO,
mm,
and then you meet the criteria that they never worked for your company before with SOCSO account,
mm-hmm,
means they are working for you but no SOCSO so it doesn't count for Perkeso lah in the system, right?
mm.
And that's it, and there
Okay.
are no blood relation. Remember this time I gave you all the criteria. There's no blood relation to the owner of the company, and all those stuff. As long as it meets all the criteria that I've just mentioned, bullet point, should
Mm.
be able to apply for them in this apprenticeship program, three
Uh,
months or 6 months.
but they're about to finish already. Is it because, like you said, the approval might take maybe 4 weeks? Is it for that
Okay.
patient? Yeah.
So you're saying that so this one, right? This program is valid until 31st December. Okay. So
Mm,
these interns, you want to extend, means you want to hire them into your company, right? Let's say today onwards, you want to offer them 3 months. Am I right?
mm. No, they already in already. They are already inside. But they
Mm.
are here after June 30th. Is it? I mean July lah. Assuming we hire them July, right? They say 3 months is up to another month only. Is it? So are
Okay.
they eligible or not if we got to put in the application?
All right. So for remember, okay, this is a very good question. It's another new learning for everyone. Yeah. Okay. Approval eligibility criteria to apply is the following the categories that I've shared just now. Okay.
Yeah.
And the eligibility criteria to apply for this program is between June to 31st December.
Mm,
So once this talent, right, now your company is not approved yet. All right. So you need to apply, and to get approval takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So
mm,
let's say 3 weeks from today is probably first week of September already.
yeah.
Then once your company is approved, then the next step is you can submit documents for your new hire. There's only about 2 documents or 3 that you just need to prepare, submit, and we can guide you to apply via the system.
Mm,
So after the system application done, immediately 2 to 3 weeks you need to wait again to get approval. So talking about money, just now the question here is, will you still be able to get the funds? So the funds depends on the approval date for your new hires. Okay,
mm,
so for this example, if you have applied and the approval was end of October, you dapat approval for this new hire. So your first payout will be based on your October approval date, 2 to 3 weeks estimated, not based on the date that your new hire joined. I'm
mm,
giving this a very clear explanation to semua orang.
mm,
So just now your question is June. I brought him in July 1st. So
mm,
3 months, I bring in this talent. So
mm,
he might July, August, September, end of September is his last day.
mm.
So you may not be in time lah to dapat even the payout, because the payout of disbursement fund is based on the approval date and
Mm.
eligible to get your funds the next 3 months from the date of approval, as long as your employee still works for your company. So your only option is if you extend the contract for this employee for the next 3 months, you will definitely get the next 3 months incentive in.
Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, whatever earlier one is, it cannot be entitled to lah. I mean, it's only
Cannot be entitled to.
after the.
Yes, but it will be based on date of approval. And as long as you still employing this employee for the next 6 months, upon approval date, you will sure get up to 6 months.
Okay. Okay. All
The
right. Okay. You.
the payment is going to the individual employee or to the company?
Now, money all will always come to employer first. So
Okay.
your hiring incentive, remember I mentioned the two benefit for you.
Mm.
Hiring incentive sure masuk your bank account, and training incentive is you are eligible for one free training. Okay, then you can send them for training. But for the employee, the mobility allowance 500 ringgit or 1,000 also masuk company account dulu. Then company kena bayar pay out to the employee either through salary slip or through a check. But this one is there's no tax deduction, no statutory deduction like EPF SOCSO is fixed flat rate 500 you must give to employee. Yeah, so that is meant for employee, not for your company to keep. So
Okay.
it can be treated as to employee, they will treat it as wow, my company so nice, give me extra 500 allowance lah.
Yes. Just in time for Christmas.
Yes, that's a very good feeling for your employee ma.
Yeah. Well, guys, time's running out. It's more than we estimate. We're supposed to be 1 hour, but this is more than 1 hour. If there is any questions, maybe Puan Farida ataupun Clifford, Puan Farida, silakan.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, June and Tuan Zaidi for this today's session. Okay, June. In your early sessions, you mentioned that the strategy is to get the company to be approved first,
Yes.
and then only we start to do the recruitment, right? So the for the company to get approval, I believe there is a process. So maybe you have highlighted just now the process to get the approval for the company is done through the system in Pakeso as well,
Yep, yep,
right?
yep. You have to apply via the system, and also you need to prepare documents as well. So there are at least 7 sets of documents that you need to prepare, 6 to 7, that you need to prepare prior to applying in the system. So if you need, well, basically, if you need some help and direction, you can always just drop me an email or reach out in the form that Encik Uzaidi has said that he would be sharing. I can also provide you with some guidance lah, how you can prepare yourself to start preparing for those documents, how to get it all prepared, and to key into the system to apply.
All right, that's great. Okay, the other
Yes.
question is going back to Stanley's question just now regarding internship. For example, internship is actually 4 months, but because
Okay.
this intern is performing very good, and in the
Mm.
third month we would like to offer them the job.
Mm.
So can we apply this PPK3 for this staff? That means before they end their internship, we offer them the job. Is
Oh,
it is it
certainly,
is it is
certainly
it
you
good?
can. Certainly you can if you would like to employ them and offer them a contract staff, a contract or even a full-time contract. So it is up to the individual to say, oh, I'm so excited. I will be able to get a salary, because a lot of below 30 years old employees today also they are looking for part-time jobs. They also want to survive, right? So some students, some young age group people also they are doing part-time to pay for their own studies. They work and then they go and study as well. So this particular talent that you have, you offer them this contract. It is has to follow your eligibility criteria lah. Is it 3 months contract, 6 months contract, or 12 months contract? So you follow the eligibility criteria. You offer this candidate, ensuring that this candidate has the last. If it's apprenticeship, you just need to make sure they have never been hired by your company before with SOCSO contribution. all right, and their previous job, if they have received any job at all that the company has applied PPK one, then you can't. So literally, I guess for this young talent, is quite high chance that you will get approval one. All right, if you just offer them the either category 2 or category 1, depends on which category you decide to offer the job to this person.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jun. It is a very insightful session today. Hopefully, all the business owners take the opportunity to apply for this PPK3. Thank you.
Thank you, Farida. Okay, one more last
Thank
questions
you.
before we end. Andy, you have anything, Andy?
Yes. No, it's alright. Yeah. Okay,
All
you
right.
want to
Okay.
ask?
Clifford, you have anything to say? All right. With that, all right. Okay. Maybe if there is June. Okay, we
Yes.
have a few ways to communicate with you. One of is the email, and then the one is a link, the form, Google form,
All right.
which I copy paste it on my profile. So guys, you guys, whoever wants it, just copy and paste it at any browser. Number two, perhaps you can communicate. I will love to get you guys to connect with June, and also with the assistance of Zingy, so that we're able to. I hope that all of you please take advantage. Please take advantage. Try to maximize or leverage these kind of facilities, so that we can be able to move forward, especially during this pandemic. Maybe June, you have your last advice, your any golden tips before we end this session, June.
Okay. Well, everyone, please feel free. I really hope to hear from all of you. And one thing for all of you to note is my services here is FOC. Don't need to worry. I know a lot of people will always ask, June, do we
Wow.
pay any services, to you for all these things? No, we do not have. You can just PM me and reach out, and I will explain to you how it's done, and how these services, in our partnership together, is most important is to help each other to survive and thrive in this industry, right? So a lot of nuggets have been shared today. There's a lot more nuggets that every one of you have different sets of situations that you're facing. So you definitely, I'm pretty sure every one of you would need some little advice how to kick off and to apply for this program. So having services like this would definitely help you all to kickstart and ensure you grab this opportunity. So my last little advice to all of you is, if you are striving to want to restart your business, and you definitely has some business model that can jalan and can grow, you need to hire people. Tap into this. Do not waste the opportunity. Many people that I've met who have missed 1.0, and they have met me and my team, they had the opportunity to actually tap into 2.0, and we have seen them successfully saving money and to grow their business. So we are so happy to hear. I'm actually very happy that we have 3.0, so 3.0 now is an opportunity for our travel agencies industries, hospitality industry, now to be able to have this chance to tap into this to kickstart your business again. So my only last word is, do not waste the chance. Grab it if you have the opportunity to do so. All right, nice to meet all of you today.
All right.
Good. Thank
There you go,
you.
guys. So I hope you guys take advantage of it, and please apply whatever it is. Take a small step to apply. There's a system. There's online, or there even our friends June be able to assist you with these beautiful words, FOC. Three beautiful words, FOC. So
Yes.
definitely we really
FOC.
appreciate June. I really appreciate your time, your advice, especially during spending your time here in this clubhouse. I hope our industry can move forward after 20 months of what they call it, pandemics. And we hope that tomorrow, starting on tomorrow on 16, where the Langkawi will be open, we hope that that is a big step for us. That we can it's a good there's a light right at the end of the tunnel. So with that, I would like to again, Andy, if you have anything, Andy, before
No,
we end
thank you.
session.
Thank you very much, Jun.
All right,
Very
very
good
good.
session.
Yeah. All right. With that, I would like to end the session. Please don't forget to follow us. Be our member. If you can see a small house, a green house, right on the top of the this page, please click it and be our member so that we'll be able
Yep.
to notify you if any futures events or activities. We hope that we'll be able to have more initiative, more as you know, more such sessions that can help you, especially for the business owners. We want to survive. We must survive, and we must be together. So with that, take care, guys, and hari
Thank
selamat
you.
Hari Malaysia.
Yep.
Selamat Hari Malaysia, and wish you all the best. Stay safe, but stay productive. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Assalamualaikum dan
much.
have a great night.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, June.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, June.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Good night. Good luck,
Assalamualaikum. Good
everyone.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a dream of what I wanna be. I wanna be free. That's what my heart